What is the function of the endocrine system? It is to secrete hormones. What are hormones? These are chemical messengers that coordinate and direct target cells and organs. It has two major glands, the endocrine glands and the exocrine glands. The endocrine glands secrete hormones directly into the bloodstream, while the exocrine glands secrete substances through a duct, DUCT. One of the glands under the endocrine system is the pituitary gland. It is a tiny structure in the size of a grape, located at the base of the brain, connected to the hypothalamus, divided into anterior and posterior lobes, and once called the master gland. Anterior pituitary lobe releases growth hormones, prolactin, thyroid-stimulating hormones, adrenocorticotropic hormones, follicle-stimulating hormones, and luteinizing hormones. Another gland part of the endocrine system is the thyroid gland. It is a butterfly-shaped mass of tissue on either side of the larynx or the trachea. It is in an H shape. Its main hormones are the thyroxine and the calcitonin. Parathyroid glands are four glands, each of the size of a grain of rice. It is attached to the posterior thyroid and produces parathormone. Parathormone which helps control blood calcium level and prevents hypocalcemia. Another part is the thymus. The thymus is an endocrine gland and a lymphatic organ. It is located behind the sternum, above and in front of the heart. Thymus begins to disappear at puberty. It helps the body to fight diseases. Another gland is the adrenal glands. It is located on top of each kidney. Adrenal cortex secrete hormones known as corticoids, and they are known as anti-inflammatory. Androgens are male sex hormones. The adrenal medulla secretes the adrenaline and the norepinephrine. Adrenaline is a powerful cardiac stimulant. It is a fight or flight hormone that prepares the body for an emergency situation. The next is the gonads, ovary in female and testes in male. The estrogen is responsible for the development of female reproductive organs and secondary sex characteristics, while the progesterone plays a part in the menstrual cycle. While the testosterone is responsible for the male reproductive organs and the secondary sex characteristics for the males. There is also such thing called as the prostaglandins. Prostaglandins, like hormones but not like hormones. Unlike hormones, prostaglandins do not circulate but are localized. They are also called as tissue hormones. It is involved in the constriction of blood vessels or the clotting, muscle contractions, and can be used to induce labor. Disorders. First is for the pituitary. One of it is gigantism. It is the hyperfunction of the pituitary. It means too much growth hormones. In pre-adolescent, overgrowth of long bones leads to excessive tallness. Another one is the acromegaly. It is the hyperfunction of the pituitary. It means too much growth hormones in adulthood. It is the overdevelopment of the bones in face, hands, and feet. It attacks the cartilage, so the chin protrudes, lips, nose, and extremities enlarge. Another one is the dwarfism. It is the hypofunction of the pituitary in childhood. Small size but body proportions and intellect are normal. It is also called sexual immaturity. Another is the endocrine disorders for the thyroids. One of it is hyperthyroidism. It is the overactive thyroid gland. Too much thyroxine secreted leading to enlargement of the gland. People with this disease consume large quantities of food but lose body fat and weight. Most pronounced symptoms are the enlargement of the gland, or goiter, and the bulging of the eyeballs called exophthalmos. The next is the hypothyroidism. It means not enough thyroxine is secreted. It may be due to lack of iodine, and one of the major causes of other types is in the inflammation of the thyroid, which destroys the ability of the gland to make thyroxine. One of their symptoms, or more of its symptoms, are the dry and itchy skin, dry and brittle hair, constipation, and muscle cramps at night. Another endocrine disorder for the parathyroid is the tetany. In hypoparathyroidism, decreased calcium levels affect the function of the nerves. Its convulsive twitching develops and the person dies of spasm in the respiratory muscle. Another endocrine disorder for the adrenal gland is the Cushing syndrome. It is a hypersection of the adrenal cortex. It may be caused by adrenal cortical tumor or prolonged use of prednisone. Another endocrine disorder for the adrenal gland is the Addison's disease. It is the hypofunction of the adrenal cortex.